everybody, Cerebro44, and I've got a cool deck for you guys today. It's going to be Slaking from Celestial Storm. This guy right here, revamped from the original Slaking from EX Ruby. Really love this Pokemon, of course. My favorite normal line. I go between it and the Chansey line, but I think I like, you know, Chansey, Happiny, Blissey, they're the cute ones. This guy's the cool one. So this Pokemon is pretty cool. It's pretty good. 160 HP. Uh, Very good. I wish it was a little better since it's Slaking, a normal Pokemon with high HP. I wish it was like 180 if Torterra can hit that. Slaking has always been a Pokemon with good HP anyway, for the most part. And it's got Lazy, the main good thing of this Pokemon. With this ability, as long as this guy's active, you negate all of your opponent's abilities. And only your opponent's abilities, so you can use your own abilities. It's no problem with that. And I'm pretty sure it counts for everything. Yeah, it's just even if it's in discard pile, hand, whatever. They can't use abilities, so perfect. So it's like Garbodor for your opponent. And his move, critical move, his attack is actually pretty good too. You do 160 and you have to discard an energy and then you can attack during your next turn. Now the part about it that really sucks is that you can't attack next turn. I feel like if it wasn't for that little effect, this deck would have actually been pretty good. Like it would have been a pretty good tier 2 deck. Now, as it is, this is more of a fun deck, but I still had a lot of not success, I guess it's a strong word, but I won a lot of games, like against good decks, like giving them a hard time too. There are times where I got my ass kicked, when I bricked basically, for the most part. But it puts up a good game once it gets going. It's pretty good. With a choice band, you're going to be at 190, and with the shrines here, because we are running shrines, you get knockouts on the GX Pokemon, like Zoroark GX, the Stage 1 GXs. You're in that range, so he's pretty good. Now, because of the you can't attack next turn though, it's always going to be the problem. Slaking always had this problem, is that you gotta run switches. You gotta move him out of the way, because if they don't knock him out, which isn't going to be that easy, he has a lot of HP and you want him to survive since it's a stage 2 dude, then you're basically stuck there. Unless you switch, you're stuck on your own. You can't attack next turn. So that's really a problem. If it wasn't for that, I think this Pokemon would have been very, very good. It's still good, but it's still sort of like, this would be like a bad deck Monday if this was a Puka video. But anyways, so his stats are good. 3 retreat is bad, but it is what it is. Slaking, great ability, good attack, HP is good enough, 160. So really, really good. Now, if you check around online articles and stuff, you're gonna see that for people that might use this deck, they would say you use this with Malamar. It just makes sense. The best way, get energies in play, and you have the Ultra of the Moon combo where you can retreat like that, and maybe Dawnwing's Necrozma GX free retreat like that. But I feel like I don't want to run stage 2s with a stage 1 line. That just makes it slower, makes it more clunky, and of course if you get it going, then it's more reliable in a way. But because we want to make it more reliable, more consistent, and more importantly run the Shrine of Punishment, I'm not running GXs, there's not even Lele in here too. We're going to combine it with Registeel here and the Solgaleo. So Solgaleo Prism is pretty self-explanatory. With Radiant Star, if we have a lot of metal energies in the discard pile, we grab them back, attach them to the Slakings, and even this guy, set them up, and you get some quick, you spend your turn to attack, but you get some quick instant energy acceleration like that. You get a bunch of dudes ready, or at least almost ready. And his Corona Impact attack is pretty good too, with that 160 base damage with the Choice Band, and the Shrines is in that range to get knockouts on big Pokemon too. So that's very nice. And the Registeel is our reliable dude, doing 30 and grabbing a metal energy, attaching it to our Pokemon, usually going to be Slaking or Solgaleo. And he's also helps with that. I mean, you can use Malamar, but with this guy, you do like 30. So you already do a little bit of damage, set up for 2-hit KOs when Slaking is ready. So a lot of the times, maybe you don't want to, if you feel like you can, it works out better for you to instantly lock out the opponent and not get energy acceleration in play, then maybe you go to power up this guy quickly as opposed to attaching the energies on Registeel and then slowly powering up the dude. But normally you just want to attack with this guy a little bit, at least for maybe one turn and 1 or 2 turns, and get a few energies in play while hitting something. So pretty nice. The other Pokemon is going to be Oranguru, the support Pokemon. I guess since we're running the monkeys, might as well run this guy. He goes well with the other monkeys. With Instruct, it's going to net us 3 cards. Since I'm not running Lele, a little bit of draw support doesn't hurt. And since I'm running full DCs and, here's another colorless Pokemon, you can just attach a DC and another energy. His psychic attack might come up. Not bad. So I'll run this guy. We're going to have dudes stuck in the active position anyway. So, it doesn't really matter running this guy. In most of my decks, I don't run him because I hate opening with him. But in this deck, it's okay. Now for the Slaking line, I didn't talk about this. We are running, of course, the 4 Slakoth. He's not really that good. 60 HP, 1 retreat, standard stuff. I wish it was a little better. Showing us his ass there. Anyway, Claw just does 20, but if you get Tails, not going to do anything. And Slakoth, you heal all the damage. I feel like they designed this Pokemon to work with the Shrine of Memories and, the Memory Berry strategy. Slaking has always done stuff like this in the past. But we don't have anything like that in Standard, to my knowledge now. So, yeah. And then we got Vigoroth. This guy's pretty cool, of course. My favorite Pokemon of the Slaking line. You do Furious Swipes. You're going to do 60, I guess, if you get 3 heads on the coins. And Rage, if you have a bunch of damage counters, this attack becomes strong. But, he only has 80 HP. It's basically just a line to get to Slaking. And running 3 Slakings here. You can try 4 if you want to. And then the last Pokemon is just a Deoxys. This is like another dude as a tech here. Hit fighting Pokemon for weakness, I guess, since we can just attach a DCE. He's just a decent Pokemon, I suppose, decent tech. I mean, I'm not sure if there's even a point in running this guy because, the fighting Pokemon that you want to kill is Buzzwole, and Buzzwole doesn't really care about this guy. He only has 1 energy on most of the time. So maybe you can take this out, add something like Oricorio to grab energies or add something else. But I thought, let's just run this guy, whatever. This isn't like maybe the perfect Slaking build on the planet. But I did some good stuff with it. Gonna show you guys. You really make it a pain in the ass for your opponent. Struggle once this guy's active, lock the abilities, and then they have to deal with this guy too. Really, really nice. Okay, so these are the Pokemon. The Skeleton line should be pretty standard. If you're running a Stage 2 deck, you gotta run the 4 Candy, of course. And I already talked about the Shrines, but we'll get into them later, I guess. This is like an add-on damage to it. But you gotta run the Rare Candies. I have my standard techs with the Field Blower, the 1 Stretcher. This is usually gonna grab as a Slaking or maybe a Slakoth, something like that. So yeah, then you gotta run your switches. In this case, I run double switch as opposed to running, let's say, a skateboard. All of these guys, minus Deoxys, have big retreat costs, 2 or more, so the skateboard doesn't do a lot of shit. We don't have letters, but we do have the Energy Lotto. This is gonna help me get DCs too, since we're running a lot of them. I did think of running Oricorio in this deck, but I just run it the way it is now, and just running double Lotto instead. If you run, of course, Oricorios, you want to run your Malamars, you can run the Mystery Treasure, and you have that Psychic Engine. It might be more efficient in some regards. Alright, and let's see what else. Not much else really, it's pretty simplistic. I guess the balls, running 3 balls, nest balls, get my dudes, and then 3 Ultra Ball. This is basically our discard outlet to get us a few energies in the discard pile so we can get them when we attack with Registeel and perhaps Solgaleo. There really isn't much a better discard outlet. Since I'm running the Psychic Malamar engine, then I can't really run Mystery Treasure. I don't really want to run like a mystery treasure just for Deoxys or just add some worthless psychic Pokemon for that. I mean, maybe if we would run up one or two OHKOs, then maybe you can just put in there a mystery treasure, but I don't really see the point. And I don't really want to run shitty discard outlets like Sophocles. That card, just getting 4 cards for discard too. I don't like that. So Ultra Ball is the only thing we have. Man, it really sucks not having Sycamore or Juniper. It really does, man. It really does. So this is what we have here. And then basically it's just the add-ons. We just have 3 choice bands, help with the knockouts. I do aim to get one-hit knockouts on the big guys in this deck. I mean, the stage 2 guys, we can take care of them easily with 160, I believe. And the Shrine, I'm not running Tapu Lele GXs in this deck and any GX Pokemon to take full advantage of this. Don't want to give my opponent any ways to get an easy 2-hit prize knockout on me. So everybody gives 1 prize, we'll take advantage of the Shrines, and pretty simple stuff. And the supporters, I have my triple Lily. Since we don't run Lele and there isn't any things like random receiver or even mail and these sorts of cards, Lele is more important, so I'm running a triple one in this case. It's pretty nice, having a better chance of getting this turn 1 and using it, getting the good draw to have 8 value for the first turn. And she's a good supporter in general. I mean, we don't really have much of better shit anyways these days until we get Lost Thunder pretty soon. Then I think Whitney's going to be pretty good running a bunch of those instead. And Lily, of course, is still going to run Lily. Okay, then we got the standard, of course. Cynthia, you got to run 4 of these. Then we got the 1 Copycat, good card too. Then we got 2 Volkner. This is our Scala dude. And as you guys have noticed, or may have noticed, I'm running the 1 Lightning Energy. We're pretty flexible with energies in a deck like this. Slaking can use whatever. This guy can uses Metal, of course, but he can grab us even a Lightning from the discard pile. So I'm running the 1 Lightning just so that I can, maybe when I use this dude, get the plus and get the extra energy in hand too. Soften up our Ultra Balls this way, maybe, or just get an extra card, get an energy, basically. Never hurts. And then the last, well, not the last, but last draw one, I guess, is Titan Liza, draws 5. The switching effect is very important in this deck too. I have considered running more ways to switch, but I just feel like the way it is, if you just run more, if you gotta switch more, it means you're fucked in a different way. So if you're gonna lose, you're gonna lose. More switching cards aren't gonna save you. So 2 switches, 1 of this, and then the Guzma should be okay for switching options. It's not like we're gonna waste these. And yeah, Guzma also pulls something of my opponent and helps me to switch too. The energies is just 4 DCs and the rest 8 energies, 7 metal, and the 1 lightning. Now, Enhanced Hammer really hurts this deck. It hates it more than anything else. If we lose a DC attachment, it's almost like we got basically fucked already. This deck probably hates that even more so than something like Fighting and Buzzle decks. Those guys, you have the type weakness against, but I think I hate Enhanced Hammer more than just playing against a fighting deck. Because, the regular Buzzhole, he kills us, we can kill him back. The GX dudes, they kill us, but we can get a 1-hit knockout on him with the choice band and not even worry about Shrine. So yeah, I'm going to post a few games with this deck. I've been having some good fun with it. It's pretty nice. It's a pretty good deck. Like if you just want to troll for a bit, you just want to try something different. Now, of course, if you go on a tournament with this, even if you get, a few games lucky, you start playing up against the good players running the best decks, you probably won't go far. But for a fun little deck, I think this is pretty good. I like to show different stuff, not just competitive stuff in my channel anyway. It's pretty nice. It can give some trouble to decks. If you get the ability lock early and your opponent kind of struggles, they really just don't know what the fuck to do, then you can start putting the pressure on them really, really nicely. So he's not so bad. If only he could attack consecutively. He didn't have the you can attack during your next turn. I feel like it would have been much more serious, much more deadlier Pokemon for your opponent to look out for. Oh well. Still nice trying out some different shit before Last Thunder finally. And I'll show you guys some games. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you're not subscribed, now is a good time to do so. I upload all sorts of TCG content. You can check my playlist. You're bound to find something to your liking when it comes to meta stuff, old school stuff, decks, set reviews, TCG overviews, some of my original, videos like that. A lot of shit. TCG Direct just rants about the TCG, all sorts of stuff. So hope you guys subscribe, leave a like, share this with your friends. Gonna show you guys some games. Zebra 24, what up?